Hello, and welcome to the week of May 11th. Let's get right into it. I'll try to keep it fast. The purpose of the week is to read chapter 1 of Speak and to write a journal entry about it. So, in terms of where you can find chapter 1 of Speak, my recommendation to you is that you go to this, which will eventually become a link. It is a YouTube series by a woman who I think does a good job reading, who breaks it down by chapter. So there's chapter 1, part 1, chapter 1, part 2, so on and so forth. So when you go to this video, maybe my internet will load, who knows, you will see that she has like the actual text but like on the screen, and then she's reading it to you. So you can just like load this on your phone and go for a walk. You can just like fall asleep listening to this. It's actually pretty good writing. Like, it's pretty funny, pretty sarcastic, and like amusing. Like, this book is pretty, it's a little bit older, I guess, late 90s, early 2000s, but it really feels like relatable to today. Like, it had me flashing back to high school. So I'll link it here, but you're going to listen to part 1 audiobook, and then, the next one, part 2 audiobook, to finish chapter 1. And if you don't feel like listening and you prefer to read, you could even print this if you want, but I don't know why you would do that. You can also just open up the PDF. So eventually that will load here, and the PDF looks like this. There are many PDFs, but I found that this one was like the easiest to read because it has links for every part of every chapter. So basically, the way the book is structured, it has chapters called First Marking Period. That's chapter 1, and then there are like these little pieces to it. It will take you to every little piece of the chapter as a link. So that's kind of useful if you want to just read it and not listen. So either way, either read or listen to it. And then after that, you're going to go into your journal entry document, which if you did the thing last week, you already have. And you can see that I had put in advance every journal question for that week. So for the purposes of journal entry number 2, for your first chapter, you are answering this question. Oh god, my video's in the way. Can I move it? Or will it freeze? Who knows? I'm gonna keep trying to scroll down now. Oh, okay, no internet. That's probably not a good sign. Okay, so for journal entry number 2, basically what you're doing, you meet our main character. You meet Melinda in chapter 1. And then the journal entry I want you to write about. So this is where we're getting into like the actual journal entry, where it's longer and more heartfelt and thought out. So you are comparing what happens to Melinda in her first time at high school. She's a 9th grader just like you, with what happens to you at high school, including this spring. This spring will be a very interesting contrast to normal high school life. Like, you're living through a really, really weird time for a high schooler. This has never happened to anyone before. So, journal entry number 2, I recommend that you write a full paragraph. Like, you can see my directions here. You want it to be at least double those directions. And that's part of how I'll be grading. So I'm grading based on quality, and I'm also grading based on length compared to quality. Alright, I said I'd keep it brief. Didn't really work. I kind of tried to talk through every time I switched a tab and then it wouldn't load. So basically, to break down the week, listen to part 1 and part 2 of chapter 1, or just read chapter 1 in the PDF, and then do a journal entry. And I will be checking in and grading the journal entry for this week. And that's it. And now I'm going to try to close the video, and it's going to freeze as I try to do that. So like I've been doing, I shall continue talking until it loads. And now, farewell.